When it comes to defending yourself in a street fight, try and stay away from the big haymaker punches. Use those 3 basic punches: lead hand, jab, cross, and hook. You all learn how to throw good ones and train at home. Stay tuned. Okay, 3 main punches you're gonna see in a straight fight are lead hand straight punch, a rear hand straight punch, and that lead hand hook. If I have my partner, right, I can use coach mitts. Coach mitts are really nice because they increase your accuracy, but not necessarily your power. Your big bag is gonna be for your power. Typically, if you're entering into a fight and you're throwing the punch, so let's just pretend he doesn't have mitts on. There, pretending complete. So his hands are up. If you come look over from my point of view, if this is open, obviously I'm gonna fire straight punches. That's the idea, right? If this is closed, then I gotta throw hook punches or circular punches to be able to hit him. But the thing is obviously he's gonna be doing something at the same time. So it goes into this world of, are we actually doing self-defense, or are we actually in a fight and we're trying to hit each other? It's kind of more martial arty in my opinion. How do we train these good punches? There are a lot of different things. First, we have to understand our range. If I'm outside of range right now where I can't kick him, right, we're at kicking range, right? Or just outside of kicking range technically. So I would have to step in to hit. If I'm thinking about boxing and using my hands only, now I'm in my boxing range where my hands can hit, right? And this typically called in the pocket or boxing within the pocket. The way I throw my punches is not exactly the way that a boxer throws. A boxer likes to roll their shoulder over and they twist. For me, I just keep everything still same concept, chin tucked down, shoulder high, right? But I'm not gonna roll my punch over. I'm gonna keep it nice and solid so it feels more connected to my center. So if I'm outside of range, I'm gonna step in for the jab. So I step in and I fire my jab. The rear hand straight punch should be a cross punch. If he changes this to 90 degrees, that kind of shows me like the side of his face. Now I'm gonna throw my hook punch. There's a lot of different ways to show that hook punch or to throw it. I can throw it with pinky side down, or I can throw it with thumb up. Notice how that changes the position of my elbow. And this is talked about a lot within the martial arts community. Which one is better? I'm gonna show you another one as well. It's actually called a Shaolin hook, and you turn it back. Okay, so 3 different versions that I train because everyone has its own time and place. If it's a longer punch, I don't like thumb up because it's too far. I'm opening this up. Now my biceps have to be able to hold the punch. Okay, so on that one, that's where I go palm down or pinky forward so I can extend it out a little bit more. If it's in nice and tight, then yeah, for sure, I can throw palm up, or sorry, thumb up, right, where I'm going and I'm striking. If I'm moving backwards or it's in a little bit, now I'm using my Shaolin hook where I'm pulling that back and I'm striking there, right? So a lot of different ways that you can throw that hook punch. So when his hands are up, again, I'm here. This is mimicking his face. It's almost the exact same size of Chris's face. So I step in, I fire my jab. When I'm doing that, there's 2 ways I can create energy. One, and energy equals power, right? I'm using my body to come forward. So just imagine that I'm like, I don't really have a bend in my arm. I step and I hit. It doesn't look like it can do a lot of damage, but when I step, notice how I'm moving something. If I need to move Chris away from me in a fight, notice that had nothing to do with my arm. That's all my body stepping forward. If I combine that with the popping punch, so I'm here, just my elbow popping, there's obviously going to be more power. If I add rotation into that with my pop, there's going to be even more power. If I can tie all that together, moving forward, rotating, and popping, now I should have a really nice solid jab. Is that jab going to finish the fight? Probably not. The concept when you're training on mitts or on a bag is the person still standing there, it's time to throw that second punch, right? So when I'm here is once that one hits, I leave it out there. And I'm not like leaving it out there like for 5 or 10 seconds. I'm leaving it out there with the idea that my cross punch is going to fire right away. One of my biggest pet peeves is when students do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's slow. Even if you have fast training, it looks like it's quick. But what you're missing is timing. What you're missing is defense, especially in the self-defense world. If I go 1, and as I retract, my cross punch comes out. Now look at my timing. 1, 2, 3. So I've lost a beat. If there was 4 beats before, now there's only 3. Also, when I do this, yes, my hands are on my face, but now I'm losing some power. So I'm trying to generate power not just by pushing, but by pulling as well. So again, if my jab hits, my cross goes. Bang, bang. Okay, just one after another. You always see typically trained of jab, cross, hook, right? Or cross hook. So I go cross, same concept here. I'm gonna pull back on this as I fire my hook punch. There's a lot of different ways to do this. If your knuckles aren't tempered, you're probably not gonna want to be punching with your knuckles. So if that doesn't work for you, you go palm strike, the old B slap, right? Lots of power there. Your hands are gonna be able to take a lot more damage. When you're training on a bag, there's a lot of different things you can do. I think of my bag as like my strength trainer. No matter what kind of bag you have, whether it's a hanging or a swinging one, it's all good, but you have to understand how to train on it. There's weight in the bottom of this, maybe like 200 pounds of water. So when I'm here, I'm thinking, okay, I'm strength training. I'm feeling the connection to my body. I'm turning it. When I train my hook punch, I'm here, I'm turning. So there's lots of things that I can do. What I want to be feeling the most is the connection to my feet. So when I'm here, I'm using momentum to hit that. When I'm firing my cross punch, I'm using the feeling of my rear and the rotation to create all this power. When I'm firing that hook punch here, it's going to depend on the range. If I'm closer, thumb up. If I'm further, palm down. If I'm coming back, then more of that Shaolin hook. So when you're training, if you can just catch it, Chris. When you're training and you go to smash it, think about hitting with your whole body. If I hit with my whole body, there's a better chance of me being able to do something, okay? My left arm's a little tweaked right now, so I'm just gonna throw that right cross instead. So I'm here and I hit, okay? The hook punch is probably the hardest unless you're Pereira. Man, that guy has a beautiful hook, especially from the lead. So he's throwing. I'm gonna go in tight. I'm gonna work on my rotation and I can hit it. Notice there I lost connection in my foot. I went like this, bang, and my foot left the ground. I was lucky to actually hit that over. So there's a lot of different ways that you can train. You can work on your heavy bag. You can use your coach mitts. But what I would recommend more than anything, especially for self-defense, is training in the air. It will actually help you increase your power. So again, step and glide jab, cross, hook, right? Jab, cross, other hook. Jab, cross, Shaolin hook. Lots of different versions for you to train. Get good at those 3 punches. You'll feel a lot safer in a street fight. Stay safe.